What is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero, and welcome back to the NCPL, this time for Season 4. I did not anticipate myself saying those words, but here I am today making an announcement saying I will be returning for Season 4 of the NCPL. For those of you that do know what the NCPL is, for those of you that have been following my competitive Pokemon videos and such, you'll probably be surprised because I said at the end of NCPL Season 3 that I wasn't planning on coming back for a multitude of reasons, but I'll get to that in just a moment. And for those of you that don't know what the NCPL is, it's a draft league format of competitive Pokemon that I really enjoy partaking in, and I'll explain that a bit later too, so do stay tuned if you're curious. So to touch on why I'm coming back for NCPL Season 4, even though I wasn't planning on it at the end of Season 3, basically towards the end of Season 3, I wasn't really enjoying it. I wasn't having as much fun team building, I wasn't having as much fun playing people, it didn't seem like people cared, it just seemed kind of toxic. The people I enjoyed playing the most, I wasn't really having the time to play, and sometimes when they were, they weren't even all there. So it just really wasn't as fun of an experience as I wanted to be, and it weighed me down a bit more, so I decided I would take a break from it and kind of separate myself from the NCPL. But I will say some things have changed. Not only has it become incredibly apparent that I miss playing Pokemon, right? I really miss particularly league format competitive Pokemon, but also the NCPL itself has changed. The structure of, who's battling, the different teams, their levels of involvement and caring about the matches, and the overall environment of the league has changed quite a bit. And it's honestly a lot more inviting. It's a lot more what I'm looking for in a league that's a bit more competitive, a bit more serious about getting better, all of that sort of thing. It's a bit more serious. It's still fun, right? It's still Mons, but it is a bit more competitive, and that's exactly what I was looking for. There are some rule changes. For example, we draft 14 Mons. It's a freestyle draft, and you have 2 Z captains, 1 Omni Z captain, except for Omni boosting moves, and 1 offensive Z captain. Again, for those of you that aren't familiar with competitive Pokemon, this terminology is probably way over your head. Don't worry about it. I'll explain in a bit. But those are the main rule changes. I'll probably cover more of it as we get into the season. But nevertheless, you guys have more competitive counter league format to look forward to, and I'm looking forward to playing it just as much as I hope you guys are looking forward to watching it. And I just wanted to say, yeah, I'll be back. The Chicago Muse are coming off the championship and looking to continue doing well. And tomorrow you'll have a draft analysis to look at, which should be pretty exciting. I'm pretty happy with my team thus far, and I'm looking forward to playing with it. So yeah, look forward to that. What else? I'll give a quick, brief introduction to what Counter League format is, and then a set of resources to learn more. So for those of you that are, Counter League or League format veterans that have seen all of my series up until this point, there's not going to be a lot that's really new here. So if you want to check out and just look forward to the draft analysis, that's cool. For those of you that are relatively new to competitive Pokemon, or particularly the League format, maybe you play my Showdown a little bit, I encourage you to listen for just another minute or so. So League format's a bit different from your standard competitive Pokemon, and how so, you might ask? Well, I would say the big thing is the draft, right? So in most sports, there's a draft where, a player is recruited to a particular team, they stay with that team for a while, however long, and then they might move to a different team, etc. But the main thing is, when that player is on that team, they are only on that team. When you apply this to Pokemon, that means at the beginning of the season, there's a large draft where multiple teams are drafting Pokemon to their teams, and then only that team can use that Pokemon. And each team only has a certain number of Pokemon. So each team is a unique combination of Pokemon of varying viability. Some are better than others, some have different roles, all of this sorts of stuff. And every week you go up against an opponent that you need to look at their Pokemon, see what Pokemon they can bring, and choose 6 of your Pokemon to bring to the table to take on any combination they can bring. And that's the fun in it. You get to be incredibly creative. You get to use Pokemon in different ways. You get to use interesting combinations of Pokemon. You get to come up with surprise factors. And there are a lot of technical terms like EVs and IVs that you can really tailor and finesse to, perform certain jobs really well in the match. And that's probably one of my favorite aspects of it. There's also the fact that each trainer is different, right? You get to look at their previous matches. You get to scout. You get to figure out their play style. You get to develop rivalries as you get closer to the playoffs and, aspire to win championships. And I think that's what I really like about League format. It's also, growing attached to your team, really learning to love the Pokemon that you do get to use and succeed with. So it's a lot of fun, and getting into competitive Pokemon can be a huge wall to climb. I have done a video on just a basic introduction to competitive Pokemon to understand some terms. I also have competed in 3 leagues before this. 3 leagues? 4 leagues. 4 leagues at this point. And I've done well in them, and I've got videos on draft analysis for all of those leagues, so you can choose, or see how I choose Pokemon, why I choose Pokemon, important qualities I find in Pokemon, and then team building videos, so you can see what the team building process is like, how I can try to choose 6 Pokemon, or why I choose 6 Pokemon to take on, whatever the opponent team, pool of Pokemon may be, and then the battles themselves, so you can see what these battles actually look like, how these team building, how this creativity comes to life, hopefully, and how it's not just preparing, it's also performing in the match. And if you want to take a look at that, again, I have playlists for all of those seasons, those previous leagues, and I'll leave them in the description below, and I'd highly encourage you to check them out, because it is really cool. It's very different from, standard gameplay in the game, and of course, even just standard, competitive Pokemon on Showdown, whether it's a Rand Battle, OU, etc. So, yeah, I encourage you to check it out. It's really cool. It's something I enjoy, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. But for now, that's about all. Again, Chicago Muse are coming back. I'll be returning for NCPL Season 4, and I hope you guys are excited. But until the draft analysis tomorrow, this is Midnight Zero, and this mission is complete.